They aren't worried about your temperature. They're saying, that outfit is too skimpy, but they frame it as caring, so if you get mad, you look ungrateful. I was just worried about you.
Okay, so picture this. You're at a party, maybe a holiday party, or a mixer with some coworkers. You have spent a serious amount of time on your outfit. You've taken a risk, maybe a bold pattern or a cut you would normally wear, but you are feeling it. You look in the mirror before you leave and think, yes, I look good.
That is the best feeling. You walk in with that specific kind of energy.
Exactly. You're holding your drink, you're chatting, you feel great. And then a coworker, let's, call her Karen, or maybe just Steve, it doesn't matter, walks up to you, they look you up and down, they offer this tight little smile, and they say, oh, wow, you are so brave to wear that.
Ugh, the stomach drop.
But here's the thing. In the moment, your brain is wired to hear brave is a good thing, right?
Yeah.
So you instinctively smile back and say thank you.
Right, because usually bravery is for, like, firefighters or astronauts.
Exactly. So they walk away and you feel weird. You grab another drink. But then 5 minutes later, you're in the bathroom washing your hands. You look in the mirror and suddenly the actual translation hits you like a freight train.
That wasn't a compliment.
No, it was an insult. And the worst part is you just thank them for it.
That right there, that's the specific lingering sting of the backhanded compliment. It's a delay mechanism. The insult lands like 5 minutes after the conversation is already over.
It really is. And that's what we're doing today. We are going on a deep dive into this very specific, very tricky art form. We are decoding the American communication pattern where criticism gets gift-wrapped in praise. And I really want to understand the mechanics of this because it feels a little like gaslighting.
It absolutely is a form of gaslighting. Because what we're dealing with here isn't just being mean. If I walk up and said, I hate your shirt, that's just aggression. But a backhanded compliment, that is a social weapon. It operates on a principle called plausible deniability.
Plausible deniability. That sounds so legal. Break that down for us in a social context.
It's the engine that runs this whole machine. The entire goal of a backhanded compliment is to insult you while maintaining the appearance of being nice. The speaker creates a gap between the literal meaning of the words brave, confident, interesting, and, the subtext. If you were to get upset and call that coworker out, they have a perfect escape hatch.
Right. They can just gasp and clutch their pearls.
Exactly. They say, what? You're crazy. I was being nice. I said you were brave. And suddenly you look like the insecure, hysterical one for getting mad at a compliment.
That is maddening. It forces you to either swallow the insult or look like a villain.
Precisely. It weaponizes social norms against you. So our mission today is to act as a decoder ring. We need to strip away that plausible deniability so you never accidentally thank someone for insulting you again.
I am so ready. Let's start with the one I opened with because I think it's the most common and maybe the most damaging. You're so brave. When someone says, you're so brave to wear that, what is the actual sort of psychological translation?
Well, if we look at the word brave, it implies overcoming fear or danger. You need bravery to run into a burning building. You need bravery to jump out of a plane. So if I tell you that you are brave for wearing a floral shirt, I am implying that the shirt is dangerous.
Dangerous to my social standing.
Exactly. The translation is that outfit is inappropriate, unflattering, or violates a social norm so heavily that I would be terrified to wear it. But you're doing it anyway.
So it's not a compliment on my character, it's a commentary on my lack of judgment.
It's a risk assessment. They're looking at your social credit score and watching you just gamble it all away.
Let's try a little role play here, because I want to hear the tone. I'll be the American coworker with the compliment. You be the unsuspecting victim.
Okay, I'm feeling good about my outfit. Let's do it.
Oh, wow. I could never pull that off.
Oh, well, you could try. It's actually really comfy.
Translation. You shouldn't be pulling it off either.
See, that's the kicker. I could never pull that off. Sounds like self-deprecation. It sounds like I'm the one who lacks the style. But it's actually a warning. It means I know the rules of society and that outfit breaks them.
Okay, I have to play devil's advocate for a second. Is brave always a trap? What if I actually did something scary? Like, I don't know, gave a huge presentation to the board or I went skydiving?
That is a crucial distinction. Context is doing all the heavy lifting here. If you are doing something genuinely terrifying or, physically dangerous, brave is a real compliment. It's about courage. But if the bravery is about a mundane choice, a haircut, eating a sandwich, wearing lipstick, that is a massive red flag.
Right. because eating a sandwich shouldn't require courage.
Precisely. If they imply you need courage to simply exist as you are, they're saying that you as you are is a problem.
Okay, so that's brave. Let's move to its evil twin cousin, confident.
Ah, yes. The "you're so confident" trap.
This one sounds so good on paper. I love how you just don't care what people think, or just, wow, you're so confident. I feel like I should frame that.
Don't frame it. Burn it.
Why?
Think about the implication. I love that you don't care what people think. The unspoken second half of that sentence is, because if I looked like that, I would care very, very much.
Oof.
It implies that you should be embarrassed. The speaker is actually shocked by your lack of shame. They are enforcing the social norm by just marveling at your ability to ignore it.
It's like watching a car crash and saying, wow, look how fast they're driving.
Exactly. It frames your choices as questionable. It's not, you look great. It's, you have a lot of nerve looking like that.
Oh my God, I think I've definitely been told this before and taken it as a compliment. That is horrifying.
It's effective because it attacks your self-awareness. It makes you wonder, wait, should I be insecure right now?
Okay, next up in our dictionary of shade. This one confuses me because, honestly, who doesn't want to be comfortable? The phrase is, you look so comfortable.
This is a classic trap, especially at events. In the world of American coded language, you look so comfortable almost always translates to, you look sloppy.
Sloppy.
Or you are severely underdressed for this occasion. If everyone else is in suits or cocktail dresses, structured fabrics, heels, and someone tells you that you look comfortable, they are not talking about your physical sensation. They're talking about your lack of effort.
Note to self, if I'm at a wedding and someone says, I look comfortable, I need to go home and change immediately.
Or just own it, but know that they are judging your respect for the event.
What about good for you? That feels supportive. Like,
Yeah.
I got a promotion. Good for you.
It can be. But the tone is everything. Often, good for you is a pat on the head. It's a way to say, I think that activity is beneath me, but I'll act supportive of your little achievement.
It feels like something you say to a toddler who just tied their shoes.
Precisely. It establishes a hierarchy. I am here, benevolent and successful, and you are there, doing your little thing. Good for you. It's dismissive.
But the absolute death knell, the one word that destroys everything in its path, has to be interesting.
That's interesting.
Just hearing you say it with that pause sent a shiver down my spine.
Interesting is the ultimate American code for, I have absolutely nothing nice to say about this, but I cannot be rude, so I will use a neutral word that sounds vaguely intellectual to fill the silence.
It's the pause that kills you. It's the void where the compliment should be.
Yes. Let's try that role play. Show me something you're proud of. Maybe a piece of art or a baby photo.
Okay, look at this. I just bought this abstract painting for my living room. It's very neon, and it takes up the whole wall.
Wow, that is really interesting.
Yeah, I need to return the painting.
The shade is palpable. If they liked it, they'd say, cool, beautiful, striking, bold. Interesting is a placeholder. It means I am confused by your taste.
It really is. Now, I want to pivot slightly. We've talked about clothes and art, but what about when the compliment is about your body or who you are?
This brings us to the logic of qualifiers.
You look like you've lost weight. We hear this all the time. It's practically the national greeting in some parts of the country.
It's a double-edged sword. It can be genuine, sure, but the trap is that it often implies you looked bad before. It reinforces the idea that your value is tied to being smaller. It's a compliment to your current self that insults your past self.
And then there's the food policing.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard this one. I wish I had your confidence to eat that.
Oh, that is a vicious one. That is pure aggression.
It sounds like they're jealous of my burger.
They're not. The translation is, you shouldn't be eating that. I am judging your food choices while comparing them to my own better restraint. It's a way of signaling their own virtue by highlighting your so-called vice.
It's so manipulative, it ruins the meal completely.
Which is the entire point.
So this leads us to the qualifier rule. I
How?
feel like this is a hard rule for our listeners to just memorize.
Yes. If there is one takeaway, it's this. Any compliment that comes with a qualifier is an insult, period.
Give us the hits.
You're pretty for a bigger girl. You're sharp for your age. You speak English so well. For a foreigner,
Oh, I hate those. My skin is crawling.
you should hate them because what they are doing is refusing to treat you as an equal. They are ranking you within a lesser category. They aren't saying you're pretty, they're saying you're the best of the unattractive pile.
It's segregation disguised as praise.
Exactly. It reinforces the boundary between us and you.
So we have all these codes, but here's the burning question, and I want to get into the psychology here. Why? Why do Americans do this? Why not just say, I don't like your dress, or, I think you're eating too much? Why the charade?
It comes down to a few deep-seated cultural motivations. The first is conflict avoidance.
We just don't want to fight.
Right. Saying that outfit is ugly feels mean. It feels aggressive. Americans, generally speaking, are really uncomfortable with direct negativity in social settings. We prioritize the pleasant atmosphere over honesty. The backhanded compliment allows the speaker to express their criticism, to get it off their chest without, breaking the social contract.
So it's selfish niceness.
In a way, it's prioritizing the appearance of niceness. But there is also the element of social hierarchy and dominance.
How's that play in?
When I say I could never pull that off, I'm subtly asserting that I have better taste than you. I'm putting myself above you. But because I'm doing it with a smile, I maintain my status as the nice person. It asserts superiority without the risk of looking like a bully.
It's a power play.
100%. And this is where gender dynamics come in heavily. The research suggests this is statistically more common among women.
Why is that? Is it just the mean girls trope?
It's deeper than a trope. It's socialization. Women are often socialized to be the nice girl. Direct confrontation or open competition is discouraged from a very young age. So competition goes underground. It becomes indirect.
Can you give us an example of that specific female-to-female shade?
Sure. Your boyfriend is so interesting. Translation? I don't like him and I think you can do better. Or, I love how you just wear whatever you want. Translation. You have no style, but I'm going to frame it as freedom so I look supportive.
But men do this too, right? I feel like I've heard guys do this, but it sounds different.
They do, but the currency is different. For men, it's usually about status, competence, or money.
Like what?
A man might say to another man, "That's a nice starter job."
Ooh, starter. That hurts. That implies you are a child.
Right. Translation, it's not impressive, or that's a very practical car. Translation, it's not cool, and you probably couldn't afford the cool one.
So it's universal, just flavored differently.
Exactly. And speaking of flavor, we have to talk about geography. Because a backhanded compliment in New York sounds very different from one in Georgia.
Oh, let's take a tour. The tour of American passive aggression. Where do we start? The South.
Let's start in the South. It's famous for what we might call syrup-coated daggers. The tone is incredibly sweet, warm, inviting. But the insult is sharp. The classic example is, of course, bless your heart.
Now, I've heard people say, this is just a nice thing to say.
It can be. But the nuance is all in the pitch. If the pitch goes up, oh, bless your heart, that's genuine sympathy.
But if it goes flat...
If the voice drops, well, bless your heart. That is a death sentence. That translates to, you are an idiot. Or, you poor simple thing, you tried your best and failed miserably.
He tried to fix the fence himself, bless his heart.
Exactly. Translation, the fence is ruined.
Okay, let's move north. The Northeast, New York, Boston.
Here, we trade syrup for dry sarcasm. It's much more direct in its indirectness. It's the raised eyebrow. It's saying, wow, bold choice. The translation is, you have made a mistake and I see it and I am intellectually distancing myself from it.
It feels colder.
It is. It's about signaling that I know better.
What about the Midwest? They're supposed to be nice. Minnesota nice?
The Midwest uses concern trolling. They frame their judgment as worry for your well-being.
Like what?
Are you sure you want to wear that? It's awfully chilly out.
Oh, I can hear the accent. You'll catch a cold.
Right. They aren't worried about your temperature. They're saying, that outfit is too skimpy, but they frame it as caring, so if you get mad, you look ungrateful. I was just worried about you.
And finally, the West Coast, California.
This is wellness-coded judgment. It's all about authenticity and vibes. I'm so glad you're prioritizing authenticity over society's expectations.
That sounds like a compliment.
Does it? It translates to, your taste is bad, but hey, at least you're being genuine about it. Or, I love that you're not obsessed with career success. Translation, you are failing.
Wow. Nowhere is safe.
Nowhere is safe.
So, this brings us to the most practical part of our deep dive. What do we do? If I'm at that party and someone hits me with a, "You're so brave," how should I respond? Because my instinct is to fight back.
We have a few strategies. The first one is direct confrontation. You look them in the eye and say, are you saying I shouldn't wear this?
Oof, that feels scary. My heart rate went up just hearing you say it.
It is risky. It breaks the social contract. It forces the conflict out into the open. It's effective, but you have to be willing to be the one who made it awkward.
Okay, what's a softer approach?
The gentle call out. This is where you flip the script. They say, I could never pull that off. You say, why not? I think it would look great on you.
Oh, I like that. You're killing the I'm superior vibe by sort of dragging them down to your level. You're being nice, but you're refusing to accept their self-deprecation.
Exactly. But there is a final strategy, and I think this is the most powerful one. It's called playing dumb.
Tell us why this works. Because playing dumb feels like losing. It feels like I'm letting them get away with it.
It's actually the ultimate power move. Think about the mechanics we discussed. A backhanded compliment requires a sender and a receiver who both know the code. They throw the insult wrapped in paper. You're set to unwrap it and feel bad.
Right.
If you play dumb, if you refuse to unwrap the package and only accept the literal words, you break the mechanism. You force them to either drop it or be overtly rude.
Let's role play this. I want to feel the power shift. I'll be the insulter again.
Okay, I'm going to be aggressively, delightfully oblivious.
Wow. You are just so brave to wear that.
Thanks. I absolutely love this dress. It's my favorite color. I felt so good putting it on.
Oh, well, good for you.
Thanks. Isn't this party great? I love the snacks.
Okay, yeah, that was frustrating. As the insulter, I felt like my arrow just bounced off you. I wanted you to feel shame, and instead you're just radiating joy.
Exactly. You tried to make me feel small. I refused. Now, if you want to insult me, you have to say, I think that dress is ugly. And you won't do that because you want to be nice.
You essentially trap them in their own fake niceness.
You do. It denies them the satisfaction. It's almost like you're saying, I am so confident that your little codes don't work on me.
That is powerful stuff.
Yeah.
So let's wrap this up. What is the big takeaway here?
If we synthesize this, the backhanded compliment is fundamentally about power. It's about someone trying to assert dominance or, hide their judgment behind a smile.
It's not about the words themselves. It's about the mismatch.
Right. It's the mismatch between the nice words and the context, the tone, the smirk. That's where the truth lies.
So the next time someone calls you brave, confident, or says something is interesting,
Pause. Don't autopilot to thank you. Look for the qualifier. Look for the smirk.
and remind yourself, you don't need their permission to be yourself.
Exactly. Refuse to accept the premise. I mean, why should you need to be brave to wear a shirt you like? You don't.
I love it. Go forth and be genuinely brave, everyone.
And stay fascinating, not just interesting.
See you the next deep dive.